Hey everybody, it's Ricky's Rockin Reviews, and today we have a cool look at Moon Knight Age of Anubis by Jonathan Green. This is under the Marvel Aconyte partnership under the Multiverse Missions banner. And there's already been a couple. This is the first one that I've gotten to look at, and Aconyte sent me this in exchange for an honest review. So it's been a while since I've been able to read or participate in some kind of like choose your own adventure type thing. I haven't done that since, back in the times of the Scholastic Book Fair and stuff. So this was like a cool, almost kind of like a time machine back to that type of stuff. But anyways, this was a really cool story. What I really liked about this book and about this experience is that before you begin, there's several pages detailing the way this is supposed to work for you. So it's not like all these other books that I've read before. So you have to have at least like a piece of paper and a pen and at least 2 dice, because the book kind of plays like a game as well. So you're reading and it's kind of like a game. And you start off as someone working at a museum that curates the museum, and you know a lot about Egypt and stuff like that. You encounter Moon Knight as a mummy breaks out. It's actually the living mummy, like Marvel's The Living Mummy. And from there, you get into fights, you get into different situations where you can choose your own path. So as you're reading through the book, you're jumping like to different pages all around the book. It's really fun, and it's kind of exciting too. And the actual game element, which I'm not used to with like the dice and stuff, is really cool because some of it isn't just your choice, it's literally chance. So you can get into a fight, or you can encounter like little mini games, quests, and tests. You have like a point system when you start out, and depending on the choices you make and depending on the roll of the die, your points go up and down. And it's really cool because you can actually die in the story. So it's something I'm not used to, and it was actually kind of fun. My first play around, I was actually not doing very well. I actually ended up dying pretty after a couple hours, and my dice wasn't working for me. What I really liked about it is it's really fast paced. That's one thing about the book. It's really fast paced, which is something you would want, especially when you have to keep track of certain things. And it really does feel like a game more than anything. And if you go into the book knowing that, you're gonna have a really good time with it. As far as story goes and character development, that's not the aim of the book, but I got to figure that out pretty quickly. But inserting yourself into the situation and kind of feeling like, oh, this is what it would be like if I ran into Moon Knight and other characters in the Marvel Universe. There's some surprise cameos in there that I was not expecting. Some that you would expect because it has to do with Midnight Suns type of deal stuff. And there was some real deep cut characters that people wouldn't know unless you're a huge Moon Knight fan. And that was really cool to see. And I just had an overall really good time with it. One thing I would suggest though is, even though that the instructions are really clear, sometimes it's not going to come across until you actually start reading or playing. So I would suggest read them a couple times until it kind of makes sense, and then just go. What I really liked about it as well, when you had certain choices, it wasn't just limited to two choices all the time. There was several choices you can do, or several choices you can make. Something that I also really liked was the inclusion of objects. So you can run into objects and you can choose to keep some, and you just got to keep track of them on your paper to see what you have and stuff. And that kind of goes into the choices you make later on in the game or in the book. So overall, it was really fun. And I would definitely recommend it if it's something that you kind of want to experience again from when you were a kid. Now, if you're a huge fan of Moon Knight, if you're a huge fan of these choose your adventure type books, if you're a huge fan of the previous multiverse missions they have, which I believe is She-Hulk and Deadpool, if you really enjoyed these, I think you would like this one. And There's some cool illustrations in there as well. So guys, if you like the videos I'm doing, please give me a like and subscribe so I can get the confidence of doing more. And I really appreciate you guys watching. So thanks.